Have you ever come across a food that's supposed to, well, heal your soul? Today, we're going to dive into a pretty fascinating dish with a very, let's say, unusual name that promises to do just that. It's a food that seems to carry a kind of wisdom all its own. So take a look at this earthy, dark, almost glossy little snack is called Wan. And yup, you heard that right. The direct translation is cow dung ball. I mean, come on, a name like that definitely gets your attention, doesn't it? So what is this stuff really? Because, beyond that pretty wild name, there's a really deep story here. A story about tradition, about healing, and a kind of wisdom that honestly feels more relevant today than ever before.
Okay, so let's start with what we're actually looking at. What in the world is on this curious plate?
Well, this traditional food comes from Kaiping, a region in southern China. And you can see, it isn't flashy at all. It's humble, it's simple, and it looks like it's deeply connected to the earth.
But here's where things get really interesting. See, the local people don't just see this as some snack. They believe it contains what they call soul-settling wisdom. Think about that. A remedy not just for your body, but for your mind.
So you have to wonder, how does a simple-looking food do something so profound? Well, it all starts with its core ingredient, what you might call the very soul of the dish.
And you might be surprised, the recipe is incredibly simple. We're talking just 3 things: chicken blood vine, some glutinous rice, and a little bit of brown sugar. That's it. Seriously.
Now, the absolute star of the show here is the chicken blood vine. This medicinal plant is the heart and soul of Wan. It's what gives the dish that deep, dark color, and according to traditional beliefs, it's also where the healing power comes from. It's said to nourish your blood and just gently relax the whole body.
In traditional Chinese medicine, the whole idea behind this vine is captured in this one phrase. It regulates vital energy and nourishes the blood. So the point isn't to jolt your system with some kind of quick fix. Instead, it's all about gently bringing you back into balance, especially when you're feeling frazzled or stressed out.
The other 2 ingredients? Well, they play these perfect supporting roles. The glutinous rice gives it that sticky, comforting base, which actually helps your body absorb all those good herbal properties from the vine. And the brown sugar, it just adds a simple, earthy sweetness that makes the whole thing feel warm and comforting.
So you've got these 3 simple ingredients, but turning them into Wan is a process that's just as important as what's in it. And this brings us to what's known as the art of slow work. Yeah, making Wan is not a fast food situation. It really shows you the whole philosophy behind it. First, the vine pulp has to be ground down. Then, every single piece is carefully kneaded by hand. And then, the whole batch is steamed for a very, very long time. It's patient, deliberate, hands-on work. This whole process is the perfect example of a concept they call man gong fu, or slow work. I mean, think about it. In a world that is completely obsessed with speed and efficiency, the very act of making this food is like a meditation. It's calm, it's grounding, and it's totally intentional. And that deeper meaning, the one that's embedded right into the process itself, that's really the crucial point here. This is so much more than just food.
If you really think about it, this food stands in direct opposition to so many modern values. On one hand, our culture is often chasing things that are glamorous, new, and flashy. But Wan, it represents something else entirely: earthy, humble, and actually substantial. And this is exactly why it's seen as a remedy for the modern soul. It's like a philosophical antidote to our constant obsession with gain. It's meant to soothe the tension from all that daily stress and anxiety, and it reconnects us to something real, something rooted in the earth and tradition.
Which brings us right back to where we started, to this beautiful and powerful idea, soul-settling wisdom. The whole point of this food isn't just to fill your stomach. It's to calm your spirit, to ground you when life feels like it's spinning out of control. So, what's the big takeaway here? What's the wisdom we can get from this, even if we never get a chance to try Wan ourselves?
I think the story of the cow dung ball is this incredibly powerful reminder. It teaches us that real strength, genuine nourishment, and deep healing, they often don't come from the loudest or the shiniest things. They come from the simple, the humble, and the things that we so often overlook.
And that really just leaves one final question. In our constantly buzzing, super fast-paced world, could something as simple as the idea of an earthy herbal sweetness be enough to invite just a moment of calm into your mind?